So guys, this is my review of the Case Study of Vanitas, episode 17 from this past Friday. This video is probably going to be, it's recorded, pre-recorded, but it's probably going to go up on the channel probably Wednesday or Thursday, but I'm doing it just a couple of days later. But with that, guys, let's dive right into this review of this episode. So I love the fact that this episode dived into a couple of things, right? Ultimately, we're focused on, Vanitas and Noé trying to stop Chloe from doing what she's doing with this machine. All of this stuff, we kind of get a little bit of more information of what's really going on with Chloe a little bit further, basically towards the end of the episode, and including, some other stuff. So yeah, but I do love the fact that, per this image, I want to say like a portion of this image was about Elstalfo here. We got a backstory on, why the rage that is within him is basically towards vampires. Now the beginning episode kind of ended off like how it did it started off how it ended with the conversation between Jun and Vanitas, where he's basically trying to stop her from, having this mindset of going after Chloe, right? Because she believed that that Chloe was the beast, but that's not the case. But it was Jean Jacques, right? And he basically gets her to stop, here at the beginning of the episode, gets her to do that. And then, we're going into him talking to Jean Jacques about trying to get the machine to go. Of course, Noé's there too and stuff like that. But then, like I said, we dive into Elstalfo's past. And that past is basically, him as a kid, I want to say his family, his immediate family, plus he had a little sister, and they're out and about and they meet a vampire. And it's a little boy. He seems to be hurt. They meet, and we have a little moment with his little sister, using quote unquote using magic, a little precious moment, a little cute moment by her. Him and this kid, Elstalfo and this kid has this little like bond, right? But what we see here is that basically because this kid befriends Elstalfo and his family, that Elstalfo's thinking in his mind that, vampires are not all vampires are bad. That's not a third. We don't need weaponry. We don't need this, not a third. We can live in harmony. But this kid was actually basically going, befriending them to get into their home to basically kill his family and hurt Elstalfo. Basically, he took out his family, took out his sister, and this is where we see the rage from. This is why he is the way he is compared to what Roland is. Totally two different perspectives and mindsets on vampires and stuff. But Elstalfo, he was literally knocked out. He has this memory pop up, and then when he wakes up, he's in this rage, and he goes after Noé. And they have a fairly decent fight. But I definitely liked that we got this here for his character. We get to understand him a bit more, and hopefully Noé would be able to help him understand. But of course, speaking of Roland and Livier, they're still fighting that monster wolf where the wolves combined and it became this big monster. They're still fighting it. Technically, it can regenerate or something like that. So they fought it and they were still doing their thing. But again, the focus, of course, like I said, I want to say the portion of it definitely was Elstalfo. I love that passport, that past part of his memory coming up. But then we got to go back to Vanitas, because he tells Date about the book being in a specific spot. Like, it's crazy how Vanitas remembers where the book is located specifically. I wanted to say it was like the 6th shelf or something like that because they're surrounded by the books and stuff in that library. And he says, like, at the 6th shelf, this spot, blah, blah, blah. He literally took a mental note of where it was, and he was able to tell Date where to go get it. And as he's going to go get it, they're dealing with trying to get to this machine and get it started, get it rolling, because Chloe is basically in this state of how Nadia was when she was in that specific state a couple of episodes ago. And now Chloe's in the state, and she's basically trying to, what we find out is Chloe cared so much about Jean-Jacques that she basically is saying, like, you know, she needs to destroy this world for Jean-Jacques' state, for him specifically. She's doing it in his honor. She's doing it to save him. But Jean-Jacques is basically saying, like, why would you? Because Vanitas says it, like, he's saying, like, she's basically sacrificing herself to save him. So she's destroying the world in this side of this pocket dimension for him. And like I said, Vanitas notices that she basically sacrificed herself, and Jean-Jacques is basically yelling at her, saying, you must not know me very well, because I care too much about you to live in this world without you. He loves her. He cares for her. He wants her with him. And it's so crazy that towards the end of this episode, guys, we see that he goes up to her and he literally consoles her in the midst of his own disappointment of him noticing that she's sacrificing herself to save him. He says, must not know me very well. I care about you too much to live in this world without you. Please do not do this. Do not sacrifice yourself for my sake. I need you back with me. Come back to me. And he literally hugs her, and the thing that she's in, that she's trapped in, that she's created for herself, it literally literally dissipates and goes away, and she's crying in his arms. Totally was shocked by how that happened, but I'll take it, because yeah, it's just one of those things, such an emotional moment. I want to say for myself to just watch this, definitely for them, of course, all parties involved in that scene. That was just really just like great to see how Jean-Jacques was able to actually just basically calm her down and stop her from doing this. I thought it was beautiful. And then, of course, Jeanne pops up. She grabbed Vanitas, and because Dante grabbed the book, he's able to get to the shelf, grab the book, and toss it to him. And he basically gets the book, he activates it, it turns on, then the episode ends. Such a great episode, guys, from this past Friday. I definitely enjoyed episode 17 for this past week for the Case Study of Vanitas. Just really great episode all in all. But with that, definitely this week, looking forward to episode 18 to come this Friday. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you all think of the episode? Let's talk about some things. I could be wrong. It could be episode 18 that I'm talking about here now that I'm thinking about it. But I apologize if I am wrong. It's just popping in my head now towards the end of this episode. Maybe because Funimation has they have the episodes kind of like discombobulated, because one of the episodes was just like a recap. So this actually is probably episode 18 and not 17. But let me know your thoughts of this past week's episode below, and I will definitely fix that in the thumbnail, and the title of the episode. What did you all think of this past week's episode? I'm definitely looking forward to the new episode to come this Friday to come, and see what happens next. But with that, I will hopefully talk to you next time with another video of the Case Study of Vanitas. Peace, guys.